In order to understand web development, we need to understand how computers and the internet work. Let's start with computers. When you think of a computer, you probably think of a screen, a keyboard, a mouse, or a touch device like a smartphone or a tablet. But what's inside a computer and how do they work? Without going into too much detail, computers consist of a number of hardware components. Behind the screen or inside the box of a computer, there are electronic circuit boards or chips. Some chips are designed to output audio or video to your screen. Some chips are designed to connect you to the internet, and so on. But some of the most important components of a computer include the hard drive and the CPU. The hard drive allows you to save or store information, and the CPU acts like the brain of the computer. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, and it's a chip that carries out instructions like what to show on your screen, or saving files to the hard drive, or even simple things like opening up a web browser so that you can surf the web. But how does the CPU actually receive these instructions? For example, when you're opening an application or trying to save a file, your CPU doesn't literally understand the English language, so it doesn't get messages like open or save. Instead, the CPU understands machine code, which sometimes looks like binary code or long strings of zeros and ones. You can think of machine code as the language that a computer actually speaks or understands. So while humans might understand languages like English or Spanish, computers understand machine code. So when you're operating your computer and using its interface to do things like saving files or opening up web browsers, you're not literally sending machine code to the computer's CPU or brain, right? You're not typing out zeros and ones. So who is? That's where software comes in. Software can be like a middleman between humans and the hardware we control, like computers. Basically, it allows us to tell computers what to do without us having to write long, tedious strings of zeros and ones. Software is just a set of instructions that we write using programming languages. These languages have names like C or Java or Ruby, and we write them in files or documents that we save on the computer's hard drive. We then have other pieces of software that we've written called compilers or interpreters that translate the instructions we've written with programming languages to machine code so that the computer can understand. So for example, most computers today come shipped with operating systems, or OS for short. And an operating system is just another piece of software that's installed on the hard drive, and it allows you to control the basic functions of a computer like the volume level or the screen resolution or how you want to organize the files on the hard drive. And then on top of that, you've got other pieces of software that you can install, like web browsers for surfing the web, or word processors for writing and saving important documents like resumes. And then you can also install other software like video players or MP3 players for watching movies and listening to music, or video games for other forms of entertainment. And all of this software, from the way they look to the things that they can do, are just composed of files or documents written in programming languages that get converted into machine code for the CPU to understand and respond to. So just to summarize, we have humans interacting with devices, and these devices have software installed on them, and this software gets converted into machine code for the CPU or the brain of the computer to understand and react to. And that's basically how we're able to communicate with computers for things like productivity, entertainment, and so on.